Why are you so sweaty? I was watching Cops.
So at some point in your life, you'll come to an appreciation of getting wine drunk, and that's what I am right now. And I'm loose, and I love it. And this is kind of fitting, given how shitty the week was last week. And I did a long monologue last week about how good of a week it was. The weekend sucked. The weekend absolutely sucked. I had a concussion. What's another one? Probably gonna forget my family's name soon. That's fine. It just sucked. I was laid in a dark room for a while. I'll tell you what. All jokes aside, get yourself a good girl, because she was a savior, and thank God for her, because I was laying in a dark room and didn't get to watch as much ball, which would have been frustrating if only the fact that the teams that I chose to win wouldn't have tried to stick their head up their own ass. And we'll get into it. Because I didn't know anything was going to happen last week like it did. Did you? Did anybody? We started off well on Friday, and then, just went to shit. Just season 7 and 8 of Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? We went 2-6 last week. Now, guys, I just want we went 2-6. Now, this isn't a betting pod. I don't make recommendations for you guys, obviously, but hold me accountable. Hold me accountable. It was dog shit. It was dog shit. I didn't even put Central Michigan. I forgot to put them in the end when I recapped the slate at the end of the last pod. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna include it in there because I'm a man of integrity. Hopefully they win. Oh, they got bombed. They got bombed. And when I mean they got bombed, I mean we got bombed because they actually showed up to play. There was a couple things that happened well last week. For the first time ever, there was a 69 in Provo, Utah, as BYU won by 69. So much for soaking, or the fuck they do. In case you guys didn't know, Avery Johnson, still ass. They almost lost to North Dakota. North Dakota's entire population was on the sideline for that game, and it showed. It showed. And honestly, I want to start with Sunday night, dude, because Miami might be good. We didn't know Cristobal was going to have a pulse. We didn't know if he was going to actually show up. We figured he was going to trip over his own dick at some point, but he did. That front seven was legit. Sid the Sloth had help. I don't know if some girls actually bought the Snapchat that he was sending about getting some titty action, but he played well. And Notre Dame, what the fuck was that? Like, hey, Marcus, we get it. You're hot as fuck. Where was the physicality? And on God's day, are you being fucking for real right now? Every time I think about taking back everything negative I've ever said about the Catholic Church, this is what happens. They get sexually assaulted on national television, which is kind of ironic. But technically, the Catholics got jail sex by the convicts. And I think that's kind of poetic, if you think about it. Penn State, we had 42.5. I was worried about laying the big number. They're up 43. Nevada couldn't move the ball all game. A minute and a half left. James Franklin, where the fuck are you? The Wolfpack scored a touchdown, and just to rub it in, they scored a 2-point conversion. Because why not? Bama's dead. Who knew? God. That dumb fuck. What's his name? DeBoer? He's DeBoring me. He's lost more games in his entire time at Alabama as both a double-digit favorite and against unranked teams as Nick Saban did his entire time there. Florida State was one-dimensional. That guy can't throw a ball 20 yards. You knew he was going to run. You couldn't stop it. Oh, the weather. Okay, they would have done the same thing in broad daylight. The same thing. He can't throw the fucking ball. I can throw farther than he does. Seriously. It was embarrassing. Embarrassing. And honestly, DeBoer should lose his job. Frankly. And I think he's probably going to get bought out for $60 million. Must be nice. I mean, Clemson and Texas, I mean, we knew it was going to be close. I think Clemson played a good game. I think they can still win it. They didn't make the stops they needed. I didn't know Brian Kelly was going to wake up before week 3. He finally won the first game of the season. And on the other side, I didn't love Klubnik. I didn't think he played well at all. And LSU's front seven for the first time in a while is legit. They've got 8 Weeks brothers there. But that front four looks good. And Nessmeyer's, obviously, you saw why he is a Heisman candidate for this year. And so I think both those teams could probably face each other again in the playoffs. Now, Texas, I've got a fucking bone to pick with you. Never would I have fucking ever... Now, I didn't grow up a Lions fan. But I grew up, obviously, in the Detroit area. And having to, hear my friends that are Lions fans bitch to me about Matt Patricia and how awful he was as a Lions coach, which he was a dog shit. Dog shit. Then he goes to Philly for the Eagles. And you know what he does there? He ruins their fucking defense. Then he gets demoted to OSU's DC, and I'm like, okay, this guy sucks. Sarkisian is a wizard. They have a guy on the other side of the field who looks like he hasn't showered since he got the job. You're returning, or you're bringing a quarterback with more experience than Arch Manning, who we're told has a golden penis. And they have a legit defense going up against Ohio State's O-line that looks nothing like it did last year. I thought it was Texas all day. And I think a lot of other people did. The number reflected it. The game plan for Texas was so subpar. Arch Manning was god-awful. He looked like a guy that only got there because his last name's Manning. And if you look at some of his high school tape, it checks out. Every guy that he played against in high school I was better than. That's saying something. I was ass. But here's my biggest fucking problem. They did it to Michigan last year when Texas went to Michigan, and they were like, you know what? They've got a really good front four, but they're not deep. We're going to spread the ball. We're going to attack the perimeter. We're going to wear them down. And then we're going to run right through them. And they started to do that in the second half. The running game was working. But then what does he do? He gets in the red zone, and once again, this is his biggest problem with Sarkisian. He starts eating fucking Tide Pods again. What are you doing? You go QB power and QB sneak with a guy who hasn't squatted a day in his life? He got cute. Don't get cute. Bring in one of your 3 5-star tight ends and fucking put it in. You're inside the 10. She's laying there naked after an everything shower, and you're lighting candles and laying out rose petals. Put it in! She doesn't care if Party Next Door's on. It's not an anniversary. It's 3 a.m. and you're never going to see her again. Fucking put it in! You fucking moron. What are you doing? Trying to play fucking grab ass. What the fuck was that? It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. That team, I'll tell you right now, I think Arch will figure it out, but if not, I mean, they're in serious trouble. Because when is Sarkisian going to figure it the fuck out? He looks like an ROTC lifer. They're still telling people about his days back in when he would wear camo to class. Get the fuck out of here. All right, let's get into the slate. Speaking of Ohio State, they're favored by 55.5 against Grambling State. And I'm not taking that because Jesus Christ, but I mean, I learned my lesson twice. They're probably going to win by 100 since I'm not taking it, but that's just insane. But we start off with really good ball tomorrow. Really good ball. 9 a.m. local time here. We got the Side Hawk game. You thought I was going to wait, didn't you? You thought I was going to tease you a little bit. No, I'm not rimming you, baby. I'm not rimming you. I want it all. I'm going to do what Sarkisian should have done last week. Is just give you what you want. These guys fucking love corn, man. Love corn. And my good friend in Iowa, Jace One-Eyed Willie, has gone on record saying that Iowa State fans eat Nebraska corn, which I guess that's a huge blow to Cyclones fans. You don't say that. Supposedly that's a slur in that state. But the game is in Ames, and everybody has been watching Iowa State so far, and everybody's loving Iowa State. What they forget is that the away team has won the last 4 games. In the last 5 games, Iowa has won 3 times. And Iowa State, the other 2 times, has won by a combined 4 points. I don't know if either of these teams can even score 4 points this year. We're getting 3.5, and we're waving to the Cancer Kids, baby. We love it. We love the Hawkeyes bright and early. Bright and fucking early. I'm pumped for that game. I'm pumped. I might be wine drunk still. I'm excited. Then we go to Duke. We go to Durham, baby. Illinois at Duke. And it's Duke plus 2.5, and I think they're begging you to take Illinois. First of all, I don't let me just tell you something about myself. I don't like hyphenated names. What the fuck is Champaign-Urbana? What the fuck is that? Pick one. Go ahead, pick one. Like people that do that to their kid. It's like, hey, pick one. I mean, for the love of Christ, just pick one. Illinois was a 10-win team a year ago. I think people don't even realize Duke was a 9-win team a year ago. That went out and paid for a QB. I like the Devils here. Plus their campus looks like Narnia, so we'll take that. We got Baylor heading to SMU. This is a battle between 2 factions of Christianity. You've got the Methodists, and then I don't know what Baylor is, but they probably hate abortion also. Baylor looked like shit last week. And I think the spread being at 3 going the way of SMU is a little of an overreaction. I'm not that high on SMU. I talked about that earlier in the year. And Baylor, they just had the same colors as Green Bay. Same thing applies. If they're not in the women's dorms, we're in a good spot. We're in a really, really good spot. This one's fun. This next one's fun. Idaho State at New Mexico. I watched New Mexico move the ball a little against Michigan last week, and Idaho State hung like 90 on UNLV, and frankly, I just want to root for fun. Is that too much to ask for? We're probably going to lose all of the games to start the day, but you know what? At least we're going to have something fun to root for. You know what I mean? And that's really all we care about. What do we got next? We've got OSU at Oregon. And when I say OSU, I mean like OSU, not even the junior. They're like they're like the 3rd, I guess you could say, because it's Oklahoma State. And for me, I look at this game as kind of exciting. And the reason why is because it reminds me a lot of the Colorado game a couple years ago. You remember the game. They play for clicks, we play for wins, whatever the fuck they said. But both coaches have been talking shit about NIL. Gundy out there saying, oh, well, fucking Oregon, they fucking pay for their players. And then Lanning's out there like, yeah, no shit, dude. We want to win. How about you fucking do something and make yourself useful? I think just like that Colorado game a couple years ago, I think Oregon looks to put a dagger in Oklahoma State. This is going to be an elite uniform matchup. And I know I said I stay away from large numbers, but I think Oregon can cover 27.5 against Oklahoma State. Dude, you better not piss. I swear to God. Don't even think about it. I'm dog sitting. Don't even think about it. Sniffing around, man. Getting a little nervous. Yeah, that's what I thought. Get away from. Oh, don't even look at it. All right. Anyways, back to scheduled programming. Next one, I already shouted him out once, but this one's from boy Jace One Eyed Willie. Well, it's the second one, but this one's really for him. We've got UNI, not Northern Illinois, but Northern Iowa, traveling to Wyoming, and they're getting 13.5. Listen, I couldn't point out UNI on a map, but for Willie, we're going to ride with whatever the fuck their mascot is. They're probably going to get smoked in Laramie. Shout out Wyoming. Top 5 helmet in football. But it's going to be a fun game. And I saw it, and I was like, all right, let's ride. But then we head to the night slate. And I'm so pumped. Because we've got 3 bangers. And we're all MSU. And you're like, Brad, what is MSU? What does that mean? For 3 games? What? We love MSU. We love MSU Jr. That's Mississippi State. And as always, fuck Michigan. So we're riding or dying with MSU. And we're going to start with where College Game Day is at. Michigan's at Norman, getting 4.5, just like my girlfriend. And boys, we're all over Oklahoma. All over Oklahoma. And can't wait. Mateer is legit. Shout out Wazoo. I'm an honorary coup. Thanks to my boy Big Foltz. Also, the wife went there too, so that's cool. Shout out. Where are they from? Pullman. I wasn't impressed with Michigan the first game. Their offense just didn't do much for me. QB, first game, you played New Mexico, their ass. It was fine. They're the worst team in college football, potentially. They had the least amount of returning players, third coach in 3 years. It came out. It was one score game with a couple minutes left for the second quarter. Wasn't impressed. And now you come into this game at Norman, away in the SEC, without one of your best defensive players for the first half. Bryce Underwood's first time on the road in a tough setting. I think even if they weren't wearing the wing helmets, which, I mean, can we stop giving them praise for the wing helmets? Like, everybody had them at one point. Like, everybody. You're not original. I'm pretty sure MSU had them first. Fucking do something fun, you know? Anyways, it wouldn't matter if they were wearing a different helmet. I think generally that this is how it's going to go. You're asking a true freshman QB for his first away game, his first test on the road at Oklahoma with Brent Venables and an offense that actually can score. I think the Sooners are going to win handily there. Honestly, I hope they just bomb them. And then for the next one, we're going to Starkville, Mississippi. If you've ever been to Starkville, Mississippi, don't. I've never been for that exact reason. They're taking on the Sun Devils. Now, we love ASU. We love their sororities. They're fun. I was in Tempe recently, and Coach Dillingham gave me a little forks up. That was pretty cool. But I like what Mississippi State is doing. And I know it's going to be an uphill battle in the SEC. It's always going to be a tough schedule. It's going to be tough to out-recruit Ole Miss and some of those other schools. But I like what they're doing. And frankly, ASU without Scat Pack didn't look the same against the Lumberjacks last week. And so, well, first of all, does he own a Scat Pack? He might own a Scat Pack. First Italian guy to ever own a Scat Pack is Cam Scataba. For sure. Get out of the fucking curtains, dude. Hey, come here. What are you doing? And you're interrupting the show. But listen, at ASU's practice, they were showing videos of coaches shaking cowbells, and by like two or three coaches shaking cowbells as if that's supposed to emulate what the game day will feel like. It's not. It's not. And Mississippi State is getting 6.5. I think they cover that. I think they could win outright. I'm not a big fan of ASU this year. Then we get to my team. And I'm not going to yell. I've already yelled on this. I'm not going to yell. But we went to Boston last year and escaped because Aiden Childs tried to give himself fellatio in the red zone every possession. And now, the Golden Eagles, or whatever the fuck they are, they're coming to East Lansing. Night game. Our jerseys are fucking sick. If you haven't seen these, one thing I didn't like about Jonathan Smith was that he went real traditional with the jerseys. Can we just get a little bit of Mel Tucker? We don't need the rub and tug on FaceTime. Can we just get the sick jerseys? That's all we want. The black jersey with the white helmet and the black... Oh, God. I'm too wine drunk. I'm going to get a little active here. But anyways, if we bring out a new jersey or helmet combo, whatever, and we lose again, I'm probably going to self-harm. And win the game or you're gone, Jonathan. That's really it. What the fuck was that last week? Offense was great first half. Defense pitched a shutout, and then what happened? Did the Viagra wear off? Like, we couldn't score if Bill Cosby was the bartender. What are you doing? Wake the fuck up, man. Do something I care about. Why can't we ever just bury a team? Just fucking bury them. We go up by 3 scores and then you decide to lay down. Fucking bury them, man. It's fucking Western. Who the fuck wants to go to Kalamazoo? Bury them. My God, so frustrating. And the spread's 3.5. Fuck the spread. A guy I listened to back home a lot said something similar of like, just win. That's how I feel. Just win. I don't care. I don't care if they cover. Just win the damn game. And we're going to take the money line, which we don't do often. Or I'm not winning it. We just pick them outright, which we don't do often. Just fucking win it. God, I'm so fucking tired of this. Jesus, man. Just win. Well, guys, that's what I got. So here's the slate for this week. We've got Iowa plus 3.5. We've got Duke plus 2.5. We've got Baylor plus 3. We've got Idaho State at New Mexico, 63.5. Isn't enough. Oregon is going to cover 27.5. I've got, are they the Panthers, Cougars? I don't know. You and I. They're gonna keep it within 2 touchdowns. And then we head into the night slate. MSU all day. We've got Michigan not being able to. I think they're gonna get fucking bombed by 40. Mississippi State to keep it within a touchdown. And then God, Michigan State just win the fucking game. So that's what we got this week. That's what we got. I was standing the entire time. In case you guys didn't know. I'm a professional. Holding the mic. I feel like a comedian kind of standing here in the kitchen. But that's all it is. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the great ball this weekend. We got NFL ball too. And honestly, I'm pretty excited for NFL ball. I'm in a couple different fantasy leagues, which I'm excited for. One's a dynasty. One's with work. I've got Xavier Worthy. He's already dead. No big deal. I'm going to try to keep getting you guys these on Thursdays. Appreciate you always listening. Make sure to hit the bell so I don't have to keep fucking texting you idiots. And, yeah, as always, we'll see you.